Vande Gurunam Charanaravinде Sandarshita Svatma Sukhabodhe Nishreyase Janglikayamane Samsara Hala Hala Mohashantye Abahu Purushakaram Shankachakrasi Dharanam Sahasra Sirasam Shvetam Pranamami Patanjalim. And releasing the hands, turning the palms to face the front. You can lift the shoulders up, roll them back, and then fingertips descend, shoulder blades descend. Starting to come with the Ujjayi breath, light rasping sound from low on the back of the throat. And then take the awareness further down through the back of the nose, through the throat, through the heart, where as you breathe into the heart, there's a slight lifting of the chest. And you go further down still to the pelvic floor, and then feel the lifting of the pelvic floor, lower belly drawing in. Breathing into the sides of your trunk. We'll start with Surya Namaskar A and breaking down the first position. So opening the eyes, and one, for the sake of today, just lift the arms out to the sides. It can be out in front, but we'll do it out to the sides for today. Either is fine. And just when you're in this position, feel there's extension out through the fingertips, and then a slight lowering of the shoulder blades. So they're not being pulled down, but I like to think it's feeling the shoulders soften. A little bit like you're in a warrior 2 position there. And then bring the hands back down. And then bringing the hands back up to halfway. Extend out through the fingers. You might feel some interesting sensations through the forearms and out through the fingertips. A little bit like an electric feel. And then feel the shoulders soften. Turn the palms to face upwards. Reach again through the fingertips. I feel a stretch through the elbow crease, through the bicep. And then inhale again. Lift the hands all the way up. Press the palms together. Look to your thumbs. Exhale, bring the hands halfway down. Inhale, reach through the fingers. Turn the palms to face down. And exhale, bring the hands all the way down again. Okay. So that's first position. We'll add the second and third position to that as well now. So inhaling, come to halfway. Extend through the fingers. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Turn the palms to face up. Inhale, reach through the fingers. Exhale, soften the shoulders. Inhale, bring the hands up. Press the hands together. Look to your thumbs. Hold here for a couple of breaths. You're going to tuck the tailbone, lower ribs in, triceps roll in towards each other, and gaze to your thumbs. Then on your next exhalation, fold yourself halfway down. So just come into this halfway down position, and the gaze is still forward at this stage. See if you can bring the weight forwards towards the toes a little bit, and imagine the tailbone is trying to flick up and backwards. And then place the hands onto the ground. So you may need to bend the knees in order to do that. Notice that I'm still looking forwards, but then as the fingers touch the ground, then I relax the neck and look to my nose tip. Stay here for a couple of breaths. Sort of focus on, so it's fine to have the knees bent and just to breathe into your lower back. Often you can soften off the lower back first and then work towards straight legs. Often if the lower back's too tight, the hamstrings find it hard to lengthen anyway. So it's good to do with bent knees for a while. Then inhale for third position, lift the head up, gaze forwards. Try and bring your weight forwards. And again, it's that feeling of the tailbone flicking up and back, chest broadening, shoulders back. And then exhale, return to position 2. Lower belly is in, relax the neck. Then inhale, come back up to standing. Samastiti. Okay, we'll just take those positions again, just a little bit more speed this one. Ekam, lift the hands halfway, soften the shoulders, turn the palms up. Inhale again, lift the hands, look to the thumbs. Exhale, fold forwards, come to the halfway down position, hold there for a moment, length through the crown of the head, keep looking forwards, then place the hands onto the ground, relax the neck. Inhale, lift the head up, gaze forwards, shoulders back. Exhale, release the neck. Then inhale, come back up to 7. Okay. Let's take those positions a little bit further. So we'll add all the rest of the sequence now and go into that into some more detail. So now just with a bit more fluidity. Air, come inhale, turn the palms, reach up all on the inhale. Dway, exhale, folding forwards, gazing forwards, hands touch the mat, release the neck. Srini, inhale, lift the head up, shoulders come back away from the ears. Chatwari, exhale, take a step back with your right, then the left leg. With control, the feet are hip width distance apart, gazes forwards. So the initial option for this is to drop down onto your knees, point out the toes. Okay, so from here, I first want to check spine presses up between shoulder blades. Shoulder blades are reaching back towards the pelvis, and they're going to try and stay in that position as much as possible as I lower myself down. So I'm keeping elbows close to the sides as I come down. Gaze forwards. And then with the belly on the mat, firm the belly, and inhale, lift up just the chest. Try and drag the chest forwards through the arms. And then tuck the toes, coming into downward facing dog. Holding here. 1. So I'm just having bent knees this first round. 2. Pressing into the fingertips, reach the sitting bones back. 3. Try to ground the entire hand, turn the elbow crease towards the ceiling. 4. Sitting bones back, find length in your lower back. Lower belly in. 5. Come into the crouch, bend the knees. So my rib cage touches the thighs, then step with the left, then the right leg. Come halfway up, look forwards. Ashtau, exhale, folding down and looking to the nose tip. Nava, inhale, lift the hands, reach up, look to the thumbs. And exhale, release the hands, Samastiti. Again, here, come inhale, halfway up, then palms turn up, reach up, look to the thumbs. Dway, exhale, lower belly is firm, look forwards, hands to the mat, then relax the neck, look to the nose. Srini, inhale, lift the head up, the shoulders come back away from the ears. Chatwari, exhale, step back with the left, then the right leg, feet hip width apart. And take an extra breath here. So the next challenging version of the Chaturanga is firm your belly, have a slight tuck of the tailbone and still spine pressing up between the shoulder blades. I want to keep the thighs firm as I can and lower myself down just halfway. So the shoulders are just in line with the elbows. If you can hold it there, then keep doing it on the legs. If not, you should probably drop to the knees. Keep the shoulders squeezing back. I slide the toes back, then inhale, lift the chest, look to the nose. Squeeze the shoulder blades together. Take an extra breath here. Feel like you're trying to lift the entire rib cage up towards the ceiling. And then exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1. Now you could start to work the legs a little bit straighter. Push into the hands, reach the sitting bones back. 2. Imagining the back of the thighs attempting to separate from each other. 3. 4. 5. Sapta, bend the knees. Step with the right, then the left leg. Come halfway up. Look forwards. Ashtau, lower belly is firm as you exhale and release the neck. Look to the nose tip. Nava, inhale. Bring the hands out to the sides. Palms turn up. Reach up. Look to the thumbs. And exhale, releasing the hands, Samasthiti. In Ekam, reach the arms out to the sides, palms turn up, reach up, look to the thumbs. Dwe, exhale, fold forwards, gazes forwards, hands to the mat, look to the nose tip. Trini, inhale, head comes up, shoulders back away from the ears. Chatwari, press firmly into the hands. Lift the bottom up. You can hop back from here if you want to, and then the feet land. Take an extra breath here again. Spine presses up between shoulder blades, shoulders away from the ears, gaze forwards, and keep your thighs firm as you lower yourself halfway down, then slide or point the toes back, and then inhale, lifting up just the chest. Try and bring the pelvis forwards through the arms, and exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1, pushing into the hands, reach the sitting bones back. 2, triceps roll in towards each other. 3, the crown of the head reaches towards the thumbs. 4, the shoulder blades reach back towards the pelvis. 5, Sapta, bend the knees, crouch. Press the ribcage to the thighs, and then you can hop if you like. Come into halfway up. Look forwards. Ashtanga, exhale, fall down, look to the nose tip. Nava, inhale, lift the hands, spin the palms up, look thumbs. Exhale, release the hands, Samasthiti. And here, come keep the shoulders soft as you reach up, look thumbs. Dwe, exhale, fall down, gaze to your nose tip. Trini, inhale, lift the head up, shoulders come back. Chatwari, exhale, step or hop back, gaze forwards. Then as soon as the feet land, lower yourself down, Chaturanga, keep the chest forwards. Inhale, roll over the toes, lift the chest up. Exhale, shut, down dog. 5 breaths. 1, spread the fingers, spread the toes. 2, push through the fingertips, sitting bones back. 3, deep breath, lower belly in. 4, 5, Sapta, look forwards, inhale, hop to the front, halfway up, look forwards. Ashtanga, exhale, fall down, look to the nose tip. Nava, inhale, reach up, look to your thumbs. Exhale, Samasthiti. Last one. Ekam, lift the hands. Imagine the shoulder blades wrap around the sides of your trunk as you look up. Dwe, exhale, gaze forwards, look to the nose. Trini, head up. Chatwari, step or hop back, gaze forwards. You can bend the elbows as the feet land if you want to go straight into the Chaturanga. Then inhale, up dog, shoulders squeeze back. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths. 1, slowing the breath down. 2, soft on the front of the ankle. 3, heels trying to reach towards the back wall. 4, 5, bend the knees, crouch, hop to the front. You can hop to about a foot back from the front of the hands. And then exhale, fall down, look to the nose. Inhale, Nava, reach up, look to your thumbs. And exhale, release the hands, Samasthiti. We'll break down Surya Namaskar B. Ekam. First, we'll just have the hands on the hips and bend the knees. So I want to have this feeling of the heels are grounded, so I've got weight in the heels, but then the knees reach forwards to counterbalance that. Then I'm feeling my tailbone in space so that it's not flicking up that way, neither is it tucking. It's in a more neutral position that feels comfortable, so that there doesn't feel any jamming in the lower back. So if you feel that it has to jam, then something needs to adjust either forwards or backwards. Try and feel a comfortable position, then feel a firmness in the lower belly, and keep the lower belly firm. And then with the hands, as always, it can either be out to the front or out to the sides. Actually, a lot of the time, I prefer to do this one with the hands out to the sides. So you can bend low enough, then bring the hands out to the sides, soften the shoulders, then bring the hands up, look to the thumbs. And initially they might be a bit lower down, but then as time goes on, you work the hands back, rolling the triceps in towards each other, lower belly in, squeeze the knees together, and then exhale, fold forwards, hands onto the mat, look to the nose. Inhale, lift the head up, look forwards, gaze front. Chatwari, step or hop back, gaze forwards, and lower down, elbows close to the sides, chaturanga. Neck stays long and you roll over the toes, come into up dog. Exhale, down dog. Take a step forwards with the right leg and drop the back knee down onto the ground. Pointing out the toes, bring the hands onto the hips for a moment. So I want to feel the back foot is pushing down and the tailbone tucks slightly, and then surging hips forward. So that I feel there's a sensation on the front of the left thigh. And then I stay with that sensation, but I tuck the toes and lift the back knee up off the ground. So in this position again, now try and find the front of your left thigh. Tuck tailbone, surge hips forwards. You can keep stability by squeezing the inner thighs towards each other. And then to bring the final version of the posture, turn the back heel inwards. And now it's even more challenging to get the left hip to come forwards and the right hip to come backwards. Push firmly the blade of the back foot. Reach the hands up. Look to your thumbs. Hold there for a moment. Square shoulders, triceps roll in towards each other, and then exhale, fold down, take a step back, lower chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, lift the chest. Exhale, down dog. Step forwards with the left leg. Drop the back knee down onto the ground, point out the toes. Hands come onto the hips. Push the back foot down firmly. Tuck the tailbone. And then surge the hips forward. So feeling at the front of the right hip. And then tuck the toes. Lift the back knee up. And then look for the same sensation again. Bend into the front knee. Tuck the tailbone. You might need to keep the back knee bent, but if you can, try and straighten that. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. For those with lower back pain, it's better to take your warrior one poses with the back heel off the ground. But if there's no lower back pain, turn the back heel in, ground the blade of the back foot, try and shift the right hip forwards, left hip back, and then raise the arms, looking to the thumbs, holding here, still feeling tuck of tailbone, lower ribs in, triceps roll in towards each other, and on your next exhalation, fold down, step back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. 5 breaths here. 1, push into the hands, reaching through the fingertips. 2, heels reaching backwards. 3, 4, 5. Bend the knees, gaze front. Step or hop to the front, come halfway up. Exhale, fold down, look to your nose. Bend the knees deeply. So feel it again from this position now. Weight is in the heels, knees are reaching forwards, thighs squeeze together. Bring the hands out to the sides and just sit down low for a moment. Feel the firmness in the belly. Then turn the palms to face up, reach up, look to the thumbs. Try and generate some arch into the upper back, and then release the hands, Samastiti. Again, here come, bend the knees deeply, sweep the hands up, look to the thumbs. Dwe, exhale, fold down, hands to mat, look to the nose. Trini, head comes up. Chatwari, step or hop back, chaturanga. Punch, inhale, up dog, lift the chest. Shat, exhale, down dog. Sapta, right foot forwards, ground the blade of the back foot. Now all on the inhalation, reach up, look thumbs. All on the exhale, fold down, step back, chaturanga. Nava, inhale, roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Dasha, down dog. Eko Dasha, left leg forwards, ground the blade back foot, reach the hands up, look to the thumbs. Dve Dasha, exhale, fall forward, step back, lower yourself down, Chaturanga. Strong legs, inhale, roll over the toes, lift the chest. Exhale, downward facing dog. 5 breaths. 1, 2, 3, lift the kneecaps if you can. 4, 5, Panchadasha, bend the knees, look forward, step or hop to the front, halfway up. Shodasha, exhale, fold down, gaze to the nose. Suptadasha, bend the knees, squeeze the thighs together, reach up, look thumbs. Exhale, Samastiti. Last one, Ekam, bend the knees, sweep the hands up, look your thumbs. Dve, fold down, look to your nose. Trini, Chatwari, exhale, Chaturanga. Punch, roll over the toes, bring the pelvis forwards. Shut down. Sapta, right foot. Inhale. Exhale, fold forwards, Chaturanga. Nava, full breath. Breathe into your collarbones. Dasha, down dog. Eko Dasha, left leg forwards, ground the blade of back foot, reach up, look thumbs. Dve Dasha, exhale, fold, Chaturanga. Triodasha, inhale. Chaturanga, down dog. 5. 1. Follow the inhale is going up the spine, the exhale goes down the spine. 2. 3. 4. 5. Bend the knees, press the ribcage to the thighs, inhale, hop forwards. Shodasha, fold down, look to the nose. Suptadasha, bend the knees, lift the hands, look thumbs. Exhale, Samastiti. Padangustasana, hands to the hips, hop the feet out to the sides. Take hold of your toes, Ekam. And Dve, exhale, release the neck, look to your nose tip. 1, so you're going to bring the weight forwards towards the toes a little bit. 2, if you can't straighten the legs yet, just take them as straight as you can, but then breathe into your lower back. 3, important to feel the shoulder blades pulling back and some squeezing between the shoulder blades. 4, the elbows come out to the sides, create some freedom for the ribcage. 5, inhale, Padahastasana, look up, place the hands underneath the toes, Ekam. And then Dve, exhale, release the neck, look to the nose tip. 1, try and push some weight into the toes. 2, and then feel like you're trying to pull the wrist out from under the foot. 3, you might need to bend the knees, otherwise try and lift the kneecaps, firm the thighs. 4, lower belly in all the time. 5, inhale, head up, look forwards, exhale. Hands to hips, lower belly in, inhale, come the rest of the way up. And exhale, Samastiti, feet together, hands by sides. Trikonasana, taking a step out to the side. The left foot turns in, right foot turns out. Okay, so just a word on Trikonasana. So it's Iyengar yoga and some other styles of yoga, they like to have their stance quite a bit longer and place the hand in different positions. What we do, we have the stance slightly shorter. The reason being that our alignment principles are slightly different. We look for grabbing the toe and having this equilateral sort of triangle position. So you see the legs are in a triangle, and then the torso and the right arm have created a triangle with the front leg. So even if that means that initially the front knee needs to be bent in order to get there, that's fine. It can be bent quite a lot to hold on to the toe, but then eventually it works its way towards straight. So I'll just look at a way of feeling into this pose. Just lift over the arms out to the sides, look to the front foot, and check that the second toe and the center line of the heel are in a straight line. I reach forwards towards the wall, and my pelvis is already tilting quite a bit. And then at the last moment, I reach down, and I may or may not be able to take hold of the toe. You may need to let your left hip come forwards in order to get hold of the toe. And upon failure of that, you bend the front knee in order to take hold of the toe. Okay. Then the left hand, you can, just to feel where the position is placed, come with your left hand to meet the right wrist and draw a straight line through the arm, noticing that your head is above the foot, and then reaching the left hand up towards the ceiling like it's growing out of the arm socket. Then push down into the big toe of the front foot, the heel of the back foot, and bring the shoulders away from the ears. Okay, a couple more breaths. Then look down. Inhale, come back up to the center. Right foot turns in, left foot turns out, spread out the toes, and then reaching towards the front wall. Reach, and then bend the front knee if you need to take hold of the toe. The thumb is on the toe tip, and then bring your right hand down to meet with your left wrist. And I'm drawing a straight line through the arm, through the chest, and reaching up through the hand as that grows out of the arm socket, and look to the thumb. Grounding the big toe of the front foot, the heel of the back foot, feeling some opening through my right hip and buttock. Reach through your top hand. On your next exhalation, look down and inhale, come back up to the center. Left foot turns in, right foot turns out. Square the hips. So if you were to line this pose up, there's a straight line going through the center of the mat. Your right foot stays on one edge of that line, and your back heel stays on the other edge. About 45 degrees on the back foot. I've squared the hips, squeeze the inner thighs in towards each other and firm the thighs. And both legs stay straight for this position. Unless you've got knee pain, then have a slight bend in it. Raise the right hand, left hand raises up, reach, and exhale, fold halfway down position. The right hand stays on the hip. Hold there for a moment. Inhale, reach through the left hand as you press the right hip backwards, and then place the hand onto the shin. So you have one option that you could stay here. Perhaps now you'd want to check on the pelvis, that the pelvis is flat and feels parallel with the ground. But then if you wanted to move further, you could bring the hand further down the shin towards the foot, till eventually you're able to ground the left hand. You'd start on the fingertips, and then eventually, once the hand's grounded, notice my left pinky knuckle is in line with my right pinky toe, and the hand kind of wedges around the foot quite nicely there. Now I can do the same thing again. If I'm feeling stable, I can draw straight lines through the arm, reach up through the chest, and extend out through the fingertips. Otherwise, just keeping the hand on the hip. Good. Crown of head forward, sitting bones back. And look down. Inhale, come back up to the center. The right foot turns in, left foot turns out. Squaring at the hips. And again, check the feet didn't cross over the center line. Squeeze the inner thighs towards each other. Firm the thighs, raise the right hand. And on the exhale, folding halfway down for a moment. Stay there. Inhale, reach through the right hand as you push the left hip backwards. And then place the hand onto the shin. So you can stay in that position and have the option of checking on the flatness of your pelvis and trying to get that into a flat position. And then if you want to move further down, go to the shin, the foot, or placing the hand onto the ground. Right pinky knuckle in line with the left pinky toe. Raise the left hand, look to the thumb. 2, crown of head forward, sitting bones back. 3, 4, 5, look down, inhale, come up. Exhale, front of the mat, Samastiti, hands by the sides. Side angle pose, take a wide step out to the side. Left foot turns in, right foot turns out, and on the exhale, bend the front knee. Either you can place the forearm onto the thigh, and then reach the left hand up. Actually, reach the left hand up first, up towards the ceiling. And try and maintain that broadness of the chest as you bring the hand over, creating a straight line between the arm, the torso, and the leg. And only if that feels okay for you, then you can bring the right hand to the outside of your right foot, either staying on the fingertips or grounding the entire hand eventually. Reach through the fingertips, but then I pull the shoulder blade back, and I press a lot of weight into the blade of the back foot. Chin to the armpit, look to the fingers as the final version. 4, 5, inhale, come back up. Right foot turns in, left foot turns out, and on the exhale, bend the front knee. Forearm onto the thigh. Reach the right hand up towards the ceiling initially. Feel the broadness through the chest, and then turn the palm to face down and creating the straight line between the leg, torso, and the arm. Then optional is to ground your left hand. From there, tucking chin to the armpit and looking to the fingers. 2, reach through the fingers, shoulder blade back. 3, a lot of weight into the blade of the back foot. 4, 5, inhale, come up. Left foot turns in, right foot turns out. Lift the back heel up off the ground and dropping down onto the back knee. Point out the toes. So again, like the warrior poses versions that we were doing, press down into the back foot, tuck the tailbone, and surge the hips forwards a little bit. Raise the left arm and slot the elbow into the outside of the right knee, wiggling the torso in close to the thigh, and placing the hands into prayer, looking to the side wall. So you can stay there for a moment, or to take it a little bit further, you can tuck the toes and lift the back knee up off the ground. Try and keep the hips in that low position. That's one version. You can also ground your left hand and raise the right hand straight up for a harder version. And harder still, you can turn the palm to face down, chin to armpit, look to the fingers. And then if you want the final version, and only if it's okay for the hips, turn the left heel inwards and ground the blade of the back foot. And then notice the right hip will try and come out to the side. So I have to really squeeze strongly in at the hips to keep the upper and lower body connected in a straight line. Good. Maintain the depth of breath. If you're struggling to breathe now, go back to an easier version of the posture. Okay, look down, inhale, come back up to the center. Right foot turns in, left foot turns out, and drop down on the back knee. Point out the toes. So this is probably one of the most challenging postures of the standing portion of the sequence. So yeah, if you feel like taking the full twist and reaching the hand or anything is challenging, it's fine to just stay in the prayer position, even with this just keeping the knee on the ground for quite some time. There's not really any point rushing it. Take the right elbow to the outside of the left knee. Wiggle the torso closer to the thigh. Hands come into the prayer. Thumbs to the center of the chest. You can stay there, or if you want to go further, tuck the toes and lift the back knee up off the ground. Good. Keeping the pelvis low, length through the crown of the head. Then optional, you can ground the right hand and raise the left hand straight up. Or if you want to go further, turn the palms face down, chin to armpit, look to the fingers. And if you want further still, turn the back heel inwards and ground the blade of the back foot and squeeze in at the hips to counter the hip trying to come out the side. Good. Still that same principle with the upper hand. You reach through the fingertips, but then pull the shoulder blade back. Firm the navel, trying to generate twists through the middle back. And look down. Inhale, come up. Exhale, Samastiti, feet together, hands by the sides. Prasarita Padottanasana A, taking a wide step out to the side. Check the blades of the feet are roughly underneath the wrists, and then the hands come onto the hips. Okay, so there's something interesting going on with the legs here. I press into the blades of the feet, and then squeeze the heels towards each other slightly. So that when I'm inhaling, I'm imagining that the pelvic bones are trying to turn this way. So I inhale, they're lifting up this way. Okay, now as I exhale, I start to firm the belly and fold forwards. Hands onto the ground. Inhale again, I lift the chest. I'm still feeling that external rotation of the thigh bone. But now as I exhale, I release the neck and fold down. And now it's like closing the gate. The thigh bones start to roll inwards a little bit. And the sitting bones are attempting to separate from each other. I bring the weight forwards towards the toes. And holding 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, head up, look up. Exhale, back onto the fingertips, hands to the hips. Inhale, come the rest of the way up. And exhale. Prasarita B, open the arms out to the sides. And exhale, bring the hands onto the hips. Inhale, again, feel the external rotation of the thigh bones, the hip bones trying to separate. Lower belly in and exhale, fold forwards. Then when you reach the final position, then the thighs roll in towards each other and have the feeling of the sitting bones trying to separate. 2, bring the weight forwards, push the hands into the hips. 3, lower belly stays drawing in. 4, 5. Inhale, come all the way up, 1 breath. And exhale. Prasarita C, open the arms out to the sides. And then exhale, interlace the hands behind the back. Inhale, attempt to straighten the arms, lift the chest up. And then exhale, folding forwards, crown of the head reaches down, looking to the nose. 1, reach through the hands, bring the shoulders away from the ears. 2, squeeze the shoulder blades together a little bit. 3, you can always wiggle side to side, helps you on the way down. 4, 5. Inhale, firm belly, come all the way up. Exhale. Prasarita B. Inhale, bring the hands straight to the hips. And exhale, firm belly as you fold forwards and take hold of the big toes with your front 2 fingers. Inhale, lift the head up, look forwards, bring the weight forwards. Lower belly in and fold down, look to the nose tip. 1, again, the thighs still rolling in towards each other a little bit. 2, sitting bones trying to separate. 3, lift your shoulders away from the ground. 4, elbows pulling up. 5, inhale, look forwards, hold, exhale, hands to the hips, lower belly in, inhale, come up. And exhale, front to the mat, Samastiti, feet together, hands by the sides. Parsvottanasana, taking 1 meter wide step out to the side. Okay. just show you something that's going on with the hands in this position. So what you can do is just bring the arms out to the sides and lift the shoulders up, back, down, up, forwards, down, up, backwards, down, up, forwards, down. Elevation, retraction, depression, elevation, pronation, depression. Okay. So now what you want to do is try and use that same idea of the shoulders moving up, back, down to find your way into the pose. So when you bring the hands behind the back, you can do it with just grabbing onto the elbows, but still get in the habit of engaging those muscles. That is, shoulders roll up, back, and down, squeezing towards each other. And then when you would come out of it, up, forwards, down. Okay. Now if you're coming into a reverse prayer, you can start with back of the hands together and just leave them there. But then it's still shoulders go up, back, down, and squeeze together. Try and turn the fingers to face up, and then reach the elbows back, but keep the lower belly in. Still, I'm feeling that idea of shoulder blades squeeze together. Okay, and then coming out, lift the shoulders up, forwards, down, relax. Now, if you're coming for a full reverse prayer, you can bring the hands together. Initially, you might be in this position, or if you're already a bit deeper, you can come out to the side. Is a good way of doing it. Come out to the side and then bring the hands to the center. So either side is fine. So maybe it's lower down to begin with, and then you lift the shoulders up, back, down, elbows reach back. Perhaps you can swing the hands up a little bit further. Perhaps if you've already got them quite high up, you feel the shoulder blades firmly squeeze in towards each other. And again, it's that up, back, down position. Make sure it hasn't hunched like that. They stay down. Elbows reach back, lower belly comes in, and eventually the hands come into a closed position. Okay, so whichever one of those versions you got, then taking the pose. Left foot turns in, right foot turns out. It's pretty much it is the same leg position as revolve triangle, Pravrita Trikonasana. And then from here, I'm folding halfway down to begin with. Look down to the big toe. Inhale, reach the crown of head forwards, reach the sitting bones back. And then on the exhale, come a little bit further, just ensuring that the spine stays nice and straight as I'm coming down. Making sure if it rounds, then the hands start to separate. I want to try and keep the hands working towards each other. Okay, a couple more breaths here. Keep the elbows lifting. Upper back is engaged, that up, back, down position with the shoulders. And then inhale, come up. Right foot turns in, left foot turns out. Square the hips. Inhale, lift the chest, and then fold halfway down. Good, feel the back is still maintained that straight position. And then if you want to, moving a bit further down, always crown of the head forward, sitting bones back, lifting the elbows. Work the area between the shoulder blades. Even if you don't feel it right now, eventually you start to feel the upper back engage in a totally different way. And inhale, come back up. And exhale, come back to the center, Samastiti. So for a lot of people, it can feel quite numb through that upper back between the shoulder blades position, because those muscles for the modern person with the hunch sort of spine, those muscles go, they kind of atrophy from being turned off for a long time, or not being able to engage at all. So it sometimes takes quite a lot of work to build up some muscles there. I remember for me, it's like a couple of years before I started to feel the upper back engaging correctly. So take your time with the upper back. Eventually, more and more muscles start to get enlisted, and slowly the amount of sensation there improves. Okay. Utthita Hasta Padangustasana. Bring the hands onto the hips. Bring the right knee up, and taking hold of the knee. So that's first version of the posture. Second version of the posture is to take the toe. Thumb is on the toe tip. and you can work the leg either straight to there, and then as long as you can keep this right shoulder back, then work the leg fully straight. If the shoulder comes forwards, I start to get dragged down. I don't want that. I want to keep the spine integrity the most essential part of the pose, not the being able to straighten the leg. But if you can straighten the leg, try and keep the foot at shoulder height. Keep the shoulder pulling back, and then if you're taking the forward fold, the elbow lifts as you fold forwards. Good. So notice I've got a bit of a counter thing going on here. The elbow is lifting to pull the leg up, and the toe is pointing forward, so I've got a active release stretch happening through the hamstring. Okay, then inhale, come back up. Exhale, take the leg out to the side, and gaze over the left shoulder. If you can't take the toe, better to just take hold of the knee and hold the knee out to the side. Feel an opening is through the right groin, through the inner thigh. Okay. And then after your breath's there, come back to the center. There's an exhale, an optional forward fold again. Inhale, come up, and then release the foot. Now holding this one, initially, better to start lower down and work on engaging this part here. Eventually, it's here that you're trying to lift the leg up. You might burn quite a lot here for a while, but the more you work on engaging here, it starts to eventually take the pain away from your thigh. And then lower the leg down. Left side. Take the left knee up, either holding the knee, or if you can, holding the toe. If you can keep your left shoulder in line with your right shoulder, then start to straighten the leg here, 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 or all the way straight. Pull the shoulder back, point forwards through the toe, and if you're taking it even further, chin towards the shin, elbow lifting. Good. So notice how I'm using this elbow lifting to help prevent that from coming down when I do the forward fold. Then inhale, come up. Exhale, take the leg out to the side or taking the knee out to the side. Feel there's some opening through the left groin and then the gaze coming over your right shoulder. 3, 4, lift from the core, tall through the crown. 5, inhale, bring the leg back to the center. Then there's another optional fold, chin towards shin, look to the toe. Inhale, come up. Exhale, release the leg, holding here. 1, hips are even. 2, lower belly in. 3, point the toe. 4, 5, bring the leg down. Ardha Baddha Padma, Padmottanasana, take the right leg up. So just some beginner versions of the posture. You can take tree pose, which is either here on the ankle, on the calf, or the inner thigh. And you could just take the hands into prayer and use that for a while, just to allow for the hip to open a bit more if lotus is hard. Wherever you put the foot, just don't put it on the knee. Okay, on the knee it'll cause problems. Okay, for those of you that are coming for lotus, close the knee joint, heel to buttock, knee out to the side, heel up to the navel, and across to the top of the left thigh, and relax the knee down. Okay, right hand comes behind the back, take hold of the elbow. Now, we'll just stay here for a moment, because you want to feel there's a slight tuck of the tailbone, lower ribs in, and the thigh bone is reaching away from the hip, and it's also trying to internally rotate a little bit. So if the knee's a bit higher up, it won't be able to internally rotate, but as it gets lower down, then you start to get internal rotation as well. If the hand's behind the back, you can perhaps grab the forearm. If you can get further, you might be able to grab onto your left thumb, and eventually your thumb can drag your right hand over to your big toe. So if you can grab the big toe, then there's the optional forward fold. Bend the knee, forward fold, hand onto the ground, hand relax the neck. Good.
You might want to keep the knee bent or work it towards straight. It's helpful to have a teacher for this position so that they can check that the pelvis has stayed even there. Then inhale, look up, come onto the fingertips, exhale, firm the navel, inhale, come the rest of the way up. Lift the knee up, and with control, taking the leg down. Okay. Other side, left leg comes up, close the knee joint, heel to the buttock. So you can place the leg into the tree position, or those of you that are coming for full lotus, heel comes into the navel, and then across the top of the right thigh, and relax the knee down. Keep the right hand on the foot, left hand comes behind, takes the elbow. Again, you can feel the tuck of the tailbone, lower belly in. Knee reaches away from the hip, and if the left knee is starting to get lower down, then in of the thigh bone. You can take your left hand a little bit further, going down the forearm, perhaps grabbing the thumb, perhaps being able to grab the toe. And if you do have the toe, then it's forward fold, hand onto the ground, bend the knee if you need to get to the ground, and relax the neck. Visualize the hips are even. And I'll stay here for a couple of breaths. Again, it's challenging with the lockdown that there can't be a teacher, but if you've got a housemaid or a partner who can look at what's going on with your pelvis, you want both hip bones to be the same height. Inhale, look forwards, hold there for a moment, then exhale. Inhale, come the rest of the way up. And lift the knee up, release the leg, coming back down. Through vinyasa, ekam, reach up, look thumbs. Dwe, exhale, fold, look to your nose. Trini, head up. Chatwari, hop back, chaturanga. Punch, up dog. Shut, down dog. Sapta, hop forwards. Bend the knees deeply. So again, look for those same principles for chair pose. The weight is in the heels, the knees reach forward, sweep the hands up, look to your thumbs. 1, lower belly in. 2, triceps roll in. 3, look to your thumbs, gradually work the hands further back. 4, looking for opening in the upper back here. 5, and then exhale, fold, hands to the mat. You can do the lift and hover here, but we'll just do the simple inhale, look up, and exhale, hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Then step forwards with the right leg, warrior 1. Ground the blade of the back foot. Bring the hands onto the hips for a moment. So just bend deeper into the front knee, just so that the second toe disappears behind the knee. Left hip comes forwards as the right hip tries to come backwards. Then reach the hands up, look thumbs, hold there. 1, 2, 3, push the feet into opposite directions. 4, trying to tear the mat in half. 5, and straighten the front leg, right foot turns in, left foot turns out. And turn to face the other side, bending into the front knee. 1, then you can check that the second toe disappears behind the knee. 2, push into the blade of the back foot. 3, right hip forwards, left hip back. 4, 5, open the arms out to the sides. So this one you might want to shuffle the back foot a little bit further back to allow for the opening in the hips. And trying to shift the pelvis so it's parallel with the side wall. So you can relax the arms for a moment. Feel the buoyancy of the pelvis by pushing the feet into opposite directions. And then softly lift the hands up, reach through fingers, look to the left middle finger. 2, tuck tailbone a little. 3, lower belly in. 4, 5. Try and keep the head the same height and turn to face the other side. Left foot turns in, right foot turns out, and looking to the right middle finger. 1, so you can soften the hands if they've got sore shoulders and then lift back up again. 2, looking to the right middle finger. 3, both thigh bones externally rotate. 4, opening through the groins. 5, windmill the hands down to the mat. Take a step back and lower yourself down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog, point the toes, lift the chest. Exhale, down dog. Cross the ankles, sitting down. And straightening out the legs. Dandasana, hands beside the hips, lower the chin down towards the collarbones. And firming at the thighs. 1, slow your breath. 2. 3, keep the breaths full with sound. 4. 5, opening the eyes, Paschimottanasana, take hold of the big toes, the front 2 fingers, thumb is on the toe tip. And away, exhale, fold, chin towards the shins, look to the toes. So it's fine to have the knees bent and just work on feeling the breath go into the lower back, stretch out the lower back by just folding towards the thighs. And then as time goes on, inch, inch, inch the heels forwards until they can come into straight. Once they are straight, firm the thighs and push the heels down. Okay. Inhale, lift the head up, and exhale, take hold of the sides of the feet, fingers are on the blades, thumbs at the base of the big toe. So all these forward fold positions, you want to have a feeling of shoulder blades pulling back. So you're always trying to engage the upper back a little bit. And then move chin towards shins, look to the toes. Always keep that pulling back feeling. Shoulder blades pull back as the heart reaches forwards. If you're already quite deep in the pose, you can fold all the way down and bind with you can either bind the fingers or you can bind the wrist, whichever you prefer. And if your chest is already touching your thighs, then rather than trying to look to the toes, just look to your nose tip and visualize there's a straight line through your spine and your neck. Keep the thighs active, lifting kneecaps if the legs are straight. And then inhale, look up, hold for a moment. Exhale, firm the belly. Inhale, come the rest of the way up. Release the legs, cross the ankles through vinyasa, step or hop back. Lower yourself down, chaturanga, elbows close to the sides. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And step or hop through, crossing the ankles and sitting down. Purvottanasana, straightening out the legs. The hands come 20 centimeters behind the buttocks. So the beginner's version is the tabletop, bringing the feet hip width distance apart and just lift the hips up. Or if you can do the full version, straight legs, squeeze the ankles together and point the toes, lift the hips up. 1, look to your nose. 2, raise the hips towards the ceiling. 3, firm thighs. 4, squeeze the thighs together. 5, and slowly come back down. Cross the ankles through vinyasa, step or hop back, lower yourself down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Then step or hop through, coming into siddhi. And straightening out the legs. Ardha Padma, Paschimottanasana, close the right knee joint, heel to the buttock, knee comes out to the side, heel up towards the navel and across the top of the left thigh, and relax the knee. If there's any pain in the knee, hold it with your right hand and just use that to support it. And you just want to stay in this upright version of the posture like this, straight spine and firm left thigh. Until the knee gets better, you wouldn't want to go any further than that. But if the knee is okay, you can hang on to the foot with your hand, left hand, and the right hand comes behind to grasp hold of the elbow. You might want to stay here for a while, work on squeezing the shoulder blades towards each other. If you're trying to take hold of the toe, turn to your right hand side a little bit, and then you can reach a bit further down the forearm, perhaps even grabbing the thumb, and eventually grabbing hold of the toe. Now, if you've got hold of the toe, Square the shoulders and reach forwards with the left hand. You can initially take the ankle or take the side of the foot and look into big toe. Okay. Knee reaches away from the hip. Breath deep and slow. Inhale, look up, hold for a moment, exhale. Inhale, come the rest of the way up, release the leg. Cross the ankles through vinyasa, step or hop back, lower down, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Step or hop through, coming into seated. And straightening out the legs, left side. Close the knee joint, heel to the buttock. Knee out to the side. Heel up to the navel. And then across to the top of the right thigh. Again, you can use the left hand to support the knee if there's any pain there. Or bring the left hand behind the back, grasp hold of the elbow, staying nice and upright, firm right leg. And if you can go further down, you can twist a little bit, reach down the forearm, ups, you're able to take the toe. If you can take the toe, I like to stick the thumb between the first and second toe and get a good grip, square the shoulders, and then fold forwards, taking the ankle or the side of the foot. From here, I'm working on squaring the shoulders, moving the heart forwards towards the foot, and all the time having the feeling of the left knee reaching away from the hip. If you feel like you're losing grip of the toe, try and keep the left toe active so it flexes back. And then you've got like a little bit more of a handle to grip onto. Inhale, come up, look up, hold, exhale. Inhale, come the rest of the way up, release the leg, cross the ankles, vinyasa. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And cross the ankles, sitting down. Triangle Mukha, Ekapada Paschimottanasana. Right leg comes back. Fold the leg back. Heel touches the buttock ideally. If it's not, that's fine. Leave a little bit of a gap, but it's probably best to sit on top of a block. So you could sit on top of a block, and then you'll find it easier for the hips to be at the same height. Okay. And the same goes if the right sitting bone doesn't touch the ground, then better to sit on top of a block. Or for some people, 2 blocks is necessary. So you can either stay in this upright version of the posture and just wait for the internal rotation of the thigh bone to happen. But if you want to take it a bit further, firm the outside of your left thigh. The firm outside left thigh is what stabilizes the pose, and try to keep that as firm as possible when you fold forwards. Initially, you might want to have the hands either side of the shin to maintain the balance, and have the feeling of the right sitting bone coming back and down. Notice if the left thigh switches off, then you'll feel overbalanced and you'll feel like you're falling to the left. But then if you can move further still, take hold of the ankle or take hold of the foot. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, look up, hold, exhale, then release the leg, cross the ankles through vinyasa, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And step or hop through, coming into seated. Okay. And bring the left leg back. Look for the straightness between the shin, the blade of the foot, and the outer edge of the mat. Place the block under if you need it. Firm right thigh. So most important, keep the right thigh firm as possible as you fold forwards, having the hands either side of the leg. And then if you're going further, you can take hold of the foot, or taking hold of the bind. The left hand would bind the right wrist. 2, firm right thigh. 3, left hip reaches back. 4, 5. Inhale, look up. Exhale. Inhale, come the rest of the way up. Hands to the mat. Step or hop back. Chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Janushirshasana A. Step or hop through, cross the ankles, and straighten out the legs. The right leg folds back. Press the foot to the inside of the thigh. The big toe now reaches down. So something to be aware of with this pose, and how it's different to the next Janushirsasanas is this one, we're trying to roll the hip forwards. Imagine the thigh bone is trying to come that way. So it's by pushing the big toenail down into the mat. Notice that pushing the big toenail down slightly initiates that subtle forward rolling motion of your right thigh. Increase the gap between your ribs and hips. Line the spine up with the thigh bone and forward fold, taking hold of the ankle, the foot, or binding the left wrist. 2, right side of the rib cage moves to the left inner thigh. 3, point the big toe slightly. 4, little toes reach back. 5, inhale, look up, hold, exhale. Inhale, come the rest of the way up. Release the leg, cross the ankles, and through vinyasa. Step or hop back, chaturanga. Up dog. Down dog. Cross the ankles, sitting down. Left side comes back. Press the foot to the inner thigh. The big toe now reaches down. So as the big toe now reaches down, the left thigh bone initiates a forward rolling motion. Increase the gap between the ribs and the hips, and then forward fold, taking the ankle, the foot, or bind the right wrist. 1, left side of the rib cage moves to the right inner thigh. 2, heart moving forwards towards the foot. 3, look for the pulling back of the shoulder blades. 4, 5, inhale, look up, exhale, inhale, come the rest of the way up. Release the leg, cross the ankles, vinyasa, step or hop back, chaturanga. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Okay, so now we're going to go to some preparation for the back bends. Lower yourself down onto your stomach. So these are actually some poses that are from the intermediate series, but we're going to take some milder versions of them because I think that they teach a lot about how to do Urdhva Dhanurasana and will help you out quite a lot, and yeah, probably make it safer in the long run. So first thing you want to do is take the hands by the sides, back of the hands onto the ground, and firm your belly. Together, towards each other, and keep your belly, you lift the feet and then reach through the toes. Keep the belly firm, and then see if the feet can come a little bit higher up. Okay, and then lowering them back down, relax for a moment. Okay, now this one, again, bring the feet together, squeeze the ankles towards each other, firm your belly, and now lift up just your chest, and roll the shoulders back, squeeze the shoulder blades towards each other. See if you can lift the chin up and look to the nose. Feel like you're reaching back through the fingertips. Feel your belly is firm. Feel the back feet are pushing into the ground, and then come back down. Take a rest. Now try and do both those at the same time. So lifting the chest and the feet together. Squeeze the ankles together. Firm your belly, most important. And then lift the chest and feet at the same time. Holding there. 1, look to your nose. 2, lift your chin. 3, shoulders back, reach through the fingers. 4, ankles together, lift the feet. 5, come down. Okay. Now bring the hands in line with your chest. So they're just behind the shoulders. And doing the same again, but using the hands for assistance. The ankles squeeze together. Lift the feet up, lift the chest up. Holding there. 1, firm belly, most important. 2, squeeze the shoulder blades back. 3, imagine you're trying to drag the chest forwards through the arms. 4, Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. And then come back down onto the belly again. Okay. So the next one is Bekasana, which is a more challenging pose, but we'll do Ardha Bekasana, a half frog pose. Take hold of the instep of the foot. And initially it might be enough for you just to pull the heel towards the buttock. You're looking for a stretch on the front of the right thigh. Be aware that if the knee comes out to the side too much, you're gonna lose the stretch. So try and keep the knees quite close towards each other. Not touching, but about a handspan distance apart. Now, if you can go further, if you can get the heel kind of close to the buttock, you might be able to spin the fingers around so that the fingers are pointing the same direction as the toe, and lift the elbow up. If that's not possible, that's fine. Just keep holding just the instep of the foot and pulling the foot in. But for some of you, if the flexibility in the hips and the shoulder is there, then you'd be able to have the fingers facing the same direction as the toes. And now, as you're pushing the foot, the hand is pushing the foot down towards the buttock, but try and push the foot back up into the hand, and you'll get a more of an active release stretch. Okay, and then release the foot. Bring the forearm to the mat again, and switching sides. Left hand grabs the instep of the foot, and then from there, pulling it downwards. You may want to leave it just there, or if you can take the full version, turn the hand so the fingers face the same direction as the toes, and the elbows pointing up. As the hand pushes the heel down, the foot pushes back into the hand. Couple more slow breaths. And releasing the leg through vinyasa, hands to the mat. Inhale, up dog. Exhale, down dog. Cross the ankles, sitting down. And straighten out the legs. Roll down onto your back. The heels come towards the buttocks. And the blades of the feet hip width distance apart. Tuck your tailbone. And then curl the spine up off the mat. And for today, just grab hold of the sides of your mat. So you might be able to walk the hands in a little bit closer, and then pull on the mat with the hands and push down into the mat with the feet. You're just holding there for a few breaths, looking for opening at the front of the hips, and then slowly bring yourself down. Okay, now this round, try and see if you can find the engagement in your lower belly. So tuck the tailbone, lower back touches the mat, find the lower belly engagement, then lift the hips up. And pulling with the hands, pushing with the feet. Keep the lower belly active. It's often losing the lower belly that creates the lower back pain in the wheel pose. And slowly come back down. And one more again. Tuck the tailbone, lower back touches the mat, lower belly draws in towards the spine, and inhaling, lift the hips up. You can walk the hands a bit closer in, pull on the mat, push into the heels. 2, 3, lower belly in. 4, thighs squeeze towards each other a little bit. 5, slowly come back down. Okay. Knees come into the chest, giving tight squeeze, and rocking side to side. Rocking backwards and forwards 3 times, and on your third one, rocking up seated. Straighten out the legs. Roll the buttocks out to the sides. Inhale, increase the gap between the ribs and the hips, and lift the rib cage over the front of the thighs. And forward folding, you can bring the hands just to the mat. or walk the hands a bit further forwards. Eventually, as you've walked a little bit by a little bit more forwards, you take hold of the feet, or take hold of the bind. And again, if you're deep in the pose that your chest is touching the thighs, then you can relax the head down and just look to your nose tip. But if you're still higher up, better to look at the toes, and that'll encourage you to keep the straightness through the spine. Inhale, come up, cross the ankles, and finding comfortable seated position. Thumb and the forefinger touch, rest the wrists on top of the knees, find straightness through the spine, and the pelvis rolls forward slightly, lowering the chin down. Nothing to do but follow the Ujjayi breath. Just having a subtle awareness, where is the breath moving? Today, just following normal Ujjayi, the inhale is up the spine, the exhale is down the spine. Inhale is prana and feeling the lifting action of prana as you try to send energy up the spine. And the exhalation, apana, just a little bit more like gravity. You're just like letting it float back down, like the leaf floating back down. Softening the breath. Bring the hands into prayer and attention between the eyebrows. We'll chant the closing mantra all together. Om, the mantra, and Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Deep breath, inhale. Om. Svasti Prajabhyaha Paripalayantam Nyayena Magena Mahim Mahishaha Go Brahmanivyaha Supamastu Nityam Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Great. Well done. Lie down on your back, take a rest. Letting your feet flop out to the sides, hands flop out to the sides, and palms face towards the ceiling. Shrugging the shoulders a little bit further away from the ears, so neck feels a bit longer and a little bit more open. And Again, breathing deeply today into the belly, the chest, the head even if you can, and then hold the breath for a few moments. Notice in the body where there's any tension and try to let it drop out through the mouth with a deep breath again into the belly, chest, head, all the way. Hold the breath for a few moments. Notice where there's tension and then trying to let it go of it with your exhalation. Let it drop out, sink deeper into the mat. And again, breath into the belly, center, chest, head, all the way in. Hold the breath. Notice where there's tension. See if you can try to intensify the feeling of tension. And then let it drop out the mouth. And then just coming to a normal rhythm of breath, letting each round of breath allow you to sink deeper into your mat. And I'll just stay like this a couple more minutes. Okay. Slowly bring your awareness back into the body, deepening the breath, and bringing some movement to the hands and feet. Just having a stretch, you can bring the arms overhead, interlace the fingers, reach, point through the toes. And then roll onto the right hand side, bending the knees, using the forearm, upper arm as a pillow. And take a couple of breaths there. And placing the left hand into the mat and push yourself up, come into seated. Great. And we're done. Well done. Thank you. Namaste. And